Good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. I want to say welcome to this webinar presented by Dropping Gems Academy for Holistic Studies. And I am your presenter tonight, lead instructor of Dropping Gems Academy, Keisha Christian, your holistic health and wellness educator. And I am so happy to be here with you sharing space tonight as we discuss adaptogenic mushrooms. So let me get started. Now, as you know, lately, especially adaptogenic mushrooms have been all the rage. I have seen so many advertisements on social media platforms discussing this. Many different companies are coming out with all sorts of powders and things of that nature for people to use in various ways. And we're definitely going to be going through that today. So we're going to get started. Now, on the agenda today, we're going to go through understanding adaptogenic mushrooms, some of their properties, and also different types of mushrooms. We're also going to be looking at incorporating them into your diet. How can you, what different ways you could incorporate these powerful mushrooms into your diet? And we'll be ending the webinar tonight with precautions and considerations, right? Because that's really important. Now, I just want to keep in mind that I am not talking about psychedelic mushrooms tonight. I am simply talking about adaptogenic mushrooms. Now, psychedelic mushrooms is a type of mushrooms that people use to get high, right? And they have they claim it brings them into other realms and all of that. We're not talking about that tonight. We are talking about adaptogenic mushrooms and how they can help improve or boost your immune system. So that's the focus for today. And in the background, you'll see those are not Cheetos. I know they kind of look like Cheetos, but they're a type of mushrooms called cordyceps, and we'll go into that as well. So types. Now, the first type, and I have to say, this type of mushroom is one of my personal favorite mushrooms. It's called shiitake. And shiitake mushrooms are quite recognized for their boosting immunity and their properties overall health. Now, this mushroom itself is palatable, meaning that you're able to consume it, you're able to eat it. You're able to cook this type of mushroom and you're able to eat it. It's also advisable that you do cook your mushrooms, is what I was taught in my training. So this type of mushroom you can find in the grocery store. Many grocery stores do carry it. So this is pretty simple to find. This is another type of mushroom. This is the turkey tail mushroom. And I'm just showing you the pictures and how they're actually grown. A lot of mushrooms we find, they are actually farmed. But the mushrooms I'm showing you here tonight are mushrooms of how you see they grow in nature naturally. And usually when you start to see mushrooms growing on trees and things like that, it's pretty much a death sentence for the tree. But although that is the case for us, mushrooms are quite helpful in that case. So the next one is turkey tail. And this one supports gut immune health and gut health. Now, one of the things I'll tell you about turkey tail mushroom is that it has been scientifically proven to help with curing stomach cancer, right? And this is something I discovered. There were actually trials that were done in Japan that proved this. I mean, you could definitely go look this up, but turkey tail is a very powerful mushroom, especially with stomach cancer. I'm not saying all types of cancers, but the studies were done with stomach cancer. The next one we have is shaga. Shaga is actually another favorite of mine. And this one in particular is not palatable. So neither is the turkey tail. So there are different ways you could use the turkey tail and the shaga. And I will just enlarge my screen a bit. So as you could see, prior to me enlarging my screen, I'm going to explain a bit. As you can see how it grows on the tree. And this is another one. If you start seeing this growing on the tree, this is sort of a death sentence for the tree as well. Because in the sense it's showing that the tree is getting ready to die. And I will just take the slide off the screen for a second and I'll show you what the shaga looks like. So I actually have some shaga here. And later on in this webinar, I'll be sharing a recipe that you can do with, you can use with this type of mushroom. Now I know it looks like a rock or a piece of wood, but it's actually a mushroom. So I just wanted to share that with you. Go back to the slides. Now the next one we have is reishi mushroom. It supports immunity and stress reduction. This type of mushroom I find to be a bit bitter, especially when you're making a tea with it, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. I've actually grown this mushroom myself. You can grow your own mushrooms at home. And I have done, I've grown several types of mushrooms in my home. Also, when I was in taking my botanical medicine classes, prior to me even becoming an herbalist, this is one of the things I learned to do. They taught us how I have grown shiitake mushrooms, and I've grown reishi mushrooms, and I've grown other types of mushrooms that I won't mention tonight, but these are things that you can do. You could also purchase them as well. And I'll show you what the reishi mushroom looks like. So as you can see there, you see how it looks growing on the tree, right? And I will show you what it looks like sometimes when you tend to buy it. So I'll enlarge my screen. So this is the reishi mushroom. I just wanted to show you. They took the mushroom and they sliced it up. So you can purchase this. Some people like to ground them up. So I'm just sharing what it would look like. And I will continue. So that's the reishi mushroom. The next one we have here are cordyceps. Now, cordyceps actually, they are a type of fungus that grows on caterpillars, right? Those are the cordyceps. So usually the cordyceps you'll find like high altitudes in China most times, but that's basically what they are. It's a fungus that grows on the caterpillar. So unfortunately, when things happen, especially when I told you about the trees with the fungus growing on the tree and that causes the tree to die, the same thing goes with the caterpillar. The cordyceps grow on it starts to grow on the caterpillar. Therefore, it does kill the caterpillar. But in a sense, once that happens, it's still good for a human to use because it helps to enhance your energy level and exercise performance. So you might hear some people saying that they take like a mushroom blend that has cordyceps in it, and that is why some people will use this and as well as a conjunction with other mushrooms, adaptogenic mushrooms, and put this in their smoothie. The next one, lion's mane. Now, lion's mane is a mushroom that you can eat. It's people do use it to eat. This one is definitely a really popular one, and it is used for cognitive function, cognitive brain function, and also your health, brain health. So really focusing on the brain that this particular mushroom is good for. All right, let me see if I have any comments. Thank you for the hearts. And I will continue. And what we have here is maitake. Now, maitake is known as the hen of the woods. Thank you so much. Maitake is known as the hen of the woods, and this particular mushroom supports immune function and may help to regulate your blood sugar levels. So, this particular mushroom is what we say palatable, so you can eat this one. You don't have to ground it up into a powder. You can cook it and eat it. It's also known to help. There are diabetics who actually consume this type of mushroom as well. And it's also known for those people who are dealing with hypertension. So it may help with that as well. Now, I just want to reiterate or to really look at what the key benefits of adaptogenic mushrooms are, especially for your immune health. One of the things it is known for, it is helps with enhancing immune response. So really building up that immune system, especially during the times of the year we're talking about the flu and cold season. And as you could see, I personally consume these mushrooms myself, whether I am adding it to my food or whether I am making a tea with it. Something I like to do. I like to make teas and I eat them. That's how I consume it personally. But so it could help definitely with immune response. It also helps with reducing inflammation in the body. Um, Improve stress resilience. And remember, I discussed that already with one of the mushrooms that I mentioned. Increases your energy levels. So this is why some people actually will put it in their smoothie or they will include it in coffee, right? Enhance cognitive function. When we were talking about the lion's mane, definitely lion's mane is known for that. Balancing hormone levels. So, you know, us women who are dealing with sorts of things like especially with fibroids or even those of us who are dealing with even that time of the month having PMS, you know, really balancing out your hormone levels to make that time of the month when you are menstruating a lot smoother and easier for you. So some women do incorporate mushrooms, adaptogenic mushrooms, into their diet for that reason, helping you to sleep better. So it does give a better quality of sleep. Your liver support, supporting the liver, helping to detoxify. Antioxidant protection. Now remember, we want to consume things that are or contain antioxidants to help prevent free radicals in the body. Remember, free radical causes disease. So that's something that you want to make sure that you incorporate. And also overall vitality and well-being. We want to be vital and have a great sense of well-being. So all of those things are important. And I just want to let you know before I move on that this is a type of presentations or education you definitely be getting at Dropping Gems Academy. So later on, I'll be sharing with you some of the things and also the free gift that I'll be giving away tonight. Now, I have someone that said, I take pills. How do you feel about those? Well, I'm not sure what type of pills you're taking or what you're referring to. So can you please specify what you mean? Now we're going to be talking about incorporating adaptogenic mushrooms into your diet. I mentioned earlier some ways to do it, but we're going to go more into that. So you want to make sure when you are purchasing or getting adaptogenic mushrooms, you are looking for high quality organic adaptogenic mushrooms products to ensure the purity and the potency. So that is really important. And remember, if you were here earlier, you heard me say that I have grown my own mushrooms. Like I've grown reishi mushrooms, these type of mushrooms I shared earlier. I've grown these type of mushrooms. I haven't grown shaga. I cannot grow shaga because the way shaga is grown, I purchased this from a person, you could say a farmer per se, who has the shaga mushrooms on his property. That's why this is where I purchase it from. So just make sure that when you are purchasing adaptogenic mushrooms, you're getting it from a pure source. You want to also look for reputable brands that undergo rigorous quality and safety testing. That's really important too. Now, with this, another thing that you could do, you could add it to your beverages. Oh, someone said, I also have coffee and I take a mushroom blend pill. So actually, some people do put their mushrooms, the mushroom powder, they'll put mushroom powder. You could purchase it. You could even make it yourself as well. And they do use it in their coffee. So that's something that I have seen people do. Yes, thank you for that question. So going back to what I was saying about, you could put the extract or you could put powder into your tea or smoothie, right? You could also experiment with different flavors and combinations so you could find your favorite or perfect blend. Like for me, to be honest, reishi is not my favorite type of mushroom because I find it to be a bit bitter, but I do use it. Shaga, if I'm making a tea, for me is I like that more so. It tastes better to me. So that's the type of mushroom that I like personally. So it took me to go through different type of mushrooms I like, and I have certain mushrooms I like to cook with, right? So we'll go into that as well. So beverages to make teas for me, I like the blend of shaga and reishi for me. So you have to see what you like for yourself. If you rather use the powder, because some people don't like to drink tea, so they rather put it in their coffee or in their smoothie, right? Me, I'm a big tea drinker, so I like making a tea with it and drinking it that way. Now, another thing you can do is incorporate it into meals, as I mentioned before. So for me, I like shiitake and I like matake. You could put that into your you could incorporate that in your food. Personally, I've never had lion's mane. That's a little bit more difficult to find. You have to go to particular stores to purchase that. Like I find that you find a great selection of mushrooms at Asian supermarkets. That has been my experience. I'm in New York, so that's been my experience. There's a supermarket called H Town in New York, and when I go there, there are so many different types of mushrooms to choose from. So, but personally, I have not tried lion's mane, but they do sell lion's mane in powder form. Right, you could definitely get that. I have seen that. So if you want to incorporate into your meals, you could add it dried or fresh. So when I do use shiitake mushroom, I tend to buy it and I use it fresh. And I will put it in soups. I'll make stir fry with it myself. You could even incorporate it into a pasta dish if you want. Um, for me, I just love how mushrooms taste in food. For me, it really enhances the food flavor. So that's something you could do. They do sell, or even the ones that you could eat, the palatable ones that I mentioned, they do sell it in powder form, and you can get that if you want to. If you're not able to always have the fresh, you could use the dried powder form and put that in your food as well as a type of seasoning, and it really will boost the nutritional content of your food. Now, as I mentioned before about the brewed mushroom teas, you could take the mushroom and you can brew your own mushroom tea. That's what I do, and I more so do that during flu and cold season. So this time of the year, when we're looking in December, to really boost up our immune system, because I do work with children. I'm still I'm a teacher. I teach and I work with children. So one of the things for me, I'm always making sure that I am making some type of tea to help to really boost my immune system. And that's something that we really go into more so at my courses at Dropping Gems Academy for Holistic Studies. So you could brew the mushroom tea using the dried mushroom slices, as I showed with the reishi mushroom, or even tea bags. So you can get mushroom tea in tea bags. You could also enjoy a soothing, immune boosting beverage to unwind and relax, right? You could also experiment with recipes. So you could explore online resources and cookbooks for creative recipes featuring adaptogenic mushrooms. You could experiment with new dishes and flavor combinations to keep your meals exciting and nutritious. Now I'm going to share a chaga tea recipe for immune health. As I mentioned, I love chaga. It's one of my favorite mushrooms to make tea with. So if you want to do this tea recipe, you could definitely follow this and try it yourself. Now, with chaga, you're going to take about 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried chaga mushroom pieces, if you have the pieces, or if you get the mushroom powder, that'll be much more easier to mention. To be quite honest with you, I kind of eyeball it for me, and I also make big pots of it. So, well, not big pot, but I make a nice size pot of it because when I'm making this, I'm having it over a course of a few days. So for me, this would be a good size for, let's say, about 2 liters of tea. If I'm making, I would use this. And I would also mix it with other things as well. So like this reishi mushroom here, but definitely if we want to start off with small amounts, because I'm used to drinking this and I'm used to the taste. So start out small, and then as you get used to what flavors you like and what combinations you like, you definitely could you could see how much would be best for you. Okay. You would use 2 cups of filtered water, and you could use additional things like, this is optional, like sweeteners such as agave nectar, honey, maple syrup, or stevia to taste, but you don't have to add it. Me personally, I like to add cacao to this as well. Cacao is a raw chocolate. You might say chocolate, but no, cacao. So I like to add that to my tea with a little almond milk. And now recently I've been on this walnut milk kick. So that's something I like to add to it. I just like the flavor of the walnut milk and the mushroom and the chocolate. It's just a nice flavor to me. And personally, I make my own plant-based milk, and that's something else that I teach at Dropping Gems Academy. So you definitely want to check out the courses we have available there, and I'll leave more information down at the bottom. Now we're going to go into precautions and considerations. Now, you have to keep in mind, you definitely want to make sure that you are, before you incorporate these adaptogenic mushrooms that I mentioned tonight, you want to make sure that you consult a healthcare professional. So before incorporating any of these adaptogenic mushrooms into your diet, consult with a qualified healthcare professional, especially if you have any existing health conditions, or if you're pregnant, nursing, or taking any other medications, because you don't want to have any contraindications with the medications that you're currently taking. You want to make sure too that you seek guidance on the stability of the adaptogenic mushrooms for your individual health needs and any potential interactions with medication. You also want to look at the proper dosage and frequency. So how often you're taking it. So you want to follow recommendation dosage guidelines provided by reputable sources or healthcare professionals. So that's something you want to look at as well. And you want to make sure that you're starting with a low dosage when it comes to this. Thank you so much, and thank you for the hearts. You want to make sure that you are starting with a low dosage and you gradually increase as tolerated, right? I know that I cannot have too much reishi mushroom because it's too bitter for me. So I know when I am, me personally, when I am using reishi mushroom in my tea, I just use a small amount of it. I could handle shaga much better than I can reishi. So this is something that I know personally when I'm making tea for myself. You're going to pay attention to your body's response and adjust the dosage accordingly. And you're going to avoid exceeding the recommended daily intake to prevent any adverse side effects. All right. I know with some women, if you take too much, this is just for some women, during that time of the month, they might have a heavier cycle. So this is something to keep in mind. Okay. Also, potential side effects. So with this, you want to make sure that even though this is considered safe to consume, some people may have some sort of side effects like gastrointestinal discomfort. That you might even have allergic reaction to it, or even a mild headache. I have never had any of these side effects when using these type of mushrooms, but it's just something for you to keep in mind. And also, if you're having any of these side effects when using any of these mushrooms, you want to just make sure that you discontinue use and consult a healthcare professional if you experience any of these side effects. So I just wanted to keep this in mind. Now, it also has interactions with medication. So certain medications may interact with the mushrooms that are will cause all type of adverse reactions. So especially if you are taking blood thinners, immune suppressants, or medications for diabetics. So you want to make sure that you talk to your healthcare provider. Also, your healthcare provider can also provide guidance for you on potential interactions with adaptogenic mushrooms. And alongside with you, you will find out which ones are safe to use with your current medications. Now we're going to look at the key takeaways from this tonight. So, adaptogenic mushrooms aid the body in managing stress and promoting balance by containing beneficial compounds for overall well-being. Um, it is important that if you are including mushrooms in your daily nutrition, this will help with boosting your immune system, and you can add them to beverages and meals. You want to make sure that you're choosing high quality sources and experiment with different forms of supplementation to find out what works best for you for your individual preference. So some people might like it as a tea, like I like it as a tea. I am not so much, I don't really like powders and putting this type of mushroom into smoothies and things like that. Me personally, I don't like that. But you have to find out what you like. I like to drink it in tea. Some people might want to put it in their coffee, like somebody said in the comments here. They put it in their coffee, right? So it all depends on what you like. And last but not least, it's important to be precautious, to consider consulting a healthcare professional before even using something like this. And also, if you do decide to use it, you want to go with the dosage guidelines given. So if you are taking taking these supplement in a pill form, you want to make sure that you're looking at whatever the guidelines are. If you're taking it as an extract, you want to make sure that you look at that as well. What are the guidelines for taking it as an extract, right? And just be aware of any side effects or interactions it has with your medication if you are on medication. Now, for your free gift, I am giving away a free ebook. It's called 21 Immune Health Secrets. And in order to get this workbook, or I should say ebook, not workbook, to get this ebook, you can visit my website at www.keishachristian.com/classes. And this workbook has so many wonderful tidbits, gives away on things you could do to help boost your immune system. So that is my free gift for you. If you are watching this on the Rewind Network, you could actually just scan the QR code that is on the screen. Just go and scan it. And it will take you right to my website and you get your free ebook. So I thank you so much, everyone, for watching this webinar today. And be sure to get your free ebook. And if you want to learn more about the classes we have at Dropping Gems Academy for Holistic Studies, you could definitely check out the website by scanning the QR code. I thank you so much for sharing this time and space with me. Peace, blessings, and much abundance to you. This is Keisha Christian, your holistic health and wellness educator, signing off.